Hey folks, here at OS Reviews. We're taking a video first look at this 2-in-1 micro USB cable and capacitive touchscreen stylus, which can be picked up for $1 only on Amazon as well as in select Dollar Tree locations. So this is a pretty low-cost stylus, even though it looks to be something that's kind of nifty just because it has an integrated micro USB cable in the center, something I haven't seen before in terms of design. It comes in numerous different colors. This is the blue version. It also comes in red, blacks, greens, so you can select from the favorite color if you have that option, and very simple packaging. Let's get into the product right away. Taking this off, to the side we have basically just the stylus. It actually is a pretty interesting design because it has a very flat kind of design to it, so it won't roll off any desks very easily. The metal point, the grip point, is actually where you should come in contact with the actual stylus just to make sure that the conduction for the electricity is flowing through the tip. And the tip here is a rubber tip, but it feels like it's pretty stiff, so it should be decent for basic doodling. This kind of reminds me of a crayon or a children's marker, so it's quite large in terms of size. It's probably best suited for very rough drawing and for very rough taking notes. It's not a precision stylus or a very fine point stylus at all. There's also access to a clip, so you can put it onto your shirt, but more importantly, it looks like a 3.5mm jack as well. So maybe on select smartphones, just to prevent losing this thing, you can also plug into the headphone port on the sides there. So maybe plugging it in like so, which is why it's so thin, all the way in, and then you can keep the stylus with you when you're traveling, which is also a third functionality that's kind of nifty and haven't seen before. Now you can actually, again, pull the bezel off here to reveal the micro USB tip, and also probably the clip off to reveal the USB tip. This part is actually pretty hefty, and it feels relatively nicely made, slightly bendable and flexible as well. A very simple micro USB tip, which is standardized, that it can be used for charging and for syncing information. So I can plug this into the phone, the other side onto a computer. So it does work pretty well. It's quite portable, and this all-in-one design is something that I haven't really seen before. Plugging this back onto the USB tip end, it looks pretty standard. Seems like we can definitely clip this on when we're not using it, and this is basically what it looks like for a phone. Now, it's not going to work with every single device just because if your phone is slightly thicker. Obviously, it's not going to be as easy to clip on since there is a size, a width that is not very flexible, but still is an interesting design to have a tip on there. The biggest issue with this stylus upon a first impression look is the actual stylus part seems to be very loose, so it's seemingly wanting to fall off every second, so it's not going to be great for traveling, which is a little bit disappointing. But let's try doing a quick doodle here. So green, it actually is very responsive, so you can see how even if I'm barely touching the metal part, it does a very good job of drawing and doodling around. Going back home, it seems to do a good job of keeping up with what you want to do on screen. So as far as responsiveness goes, it's actually very good for a $1 stylus. These big and very bold styluses have an advantage, which is that they are usually very responsive and easy to use. So overall, I would say this is a slightly mixed bag. I really like the concept, I like the design, the color, I like the fact that you have a bold stylus as well as a micro USB charging cable, as well as a headphone port designed for the clip. But I don't like the fact that it's very loose, so maybe that's something that's just in this unit. I'm not really sure. We'll find out more as we dive deeper into this later on. Thanks for watching this video first look. Here are OS reviews of this 2-in-1 stylus touchscreen.